Welcome back to the Bazaar. I'm Minko, and it's time for another Femur run. Magnus's Femur is like one of the classic strong cards for Mak. It was one of his last broken release cards to get nerfed, and it is, in some people's opinion, over nerfed. It's a little bit weak at silver, admittedly. I think it could stand to have its cooldown reduction like crunched a little. Instead of being 17, 15, 13, it could afford to be like 15, 14, 13. But Magnus's Femur isn't just nerfed because of the cooldown reduction. It has gotten some unintuitive buffs in the most recent patch. Obviously, there's the intuitive stuff. Things like Macroscope and Sands of Time are great new slow items to go into the build to make it much easier. Previously, when you were looking for stuff that wasn't just a pendulum loop, it was kind of just Incense and Thrall Net that really sent the build to the moon. You have a lot more options now than you used to, so it's easier to find the rest of a Femur build if you can find the Femur to begin with. But on top of that, all the new stuff with Self-Poison and the status relics makes it pretty easy to run a Refractor in the early game, which can sort of stand in for Magnus's Femur till you find it. It's honestly pretty good. It's a fairly underrated card in the community, I would say. But I would say the biggest thing that's buffing Magnus's Femur and many other builds right now is if you're reliant on finding a specific enchant to scale really well into the late game, and I would say that Femur absolutely is. If you're trying to win on days like 12 plus with a Femur, base Femur scaling without an infinite combo, not that crazy. But because you're doing pick 2 of 1 now for both Death and level 10, it's a lot easier to find good enchants. More importantly, you don't have to YOLO enchant your Femur. You get to see that you're getting a haste enchant and put it on something that really effectively uses it. On top of that, you're also getting access to the temple, and I would say around 1 in 3 runs. And that means that you are able to actually get a damaging enchant from the temple almost every time you go there. I've only not seen an enchant in the stash one time, right? So between new support directly for Mak's Femur, similar archetypes that allow you to pivot into and out of it a bit more easily, better enchant systems for both getting good supporting enchants and having a higher likelihood of actually getting a damaging enchant for the Femur, and the temple stash for better damaging enchants for late game scaling, I think Magnus's Femur did it again, is actually in a pretty good spot right now. It's not crazy, especially early game. I would say that Refractor might be better than it at silver tier. The silver Femur is really quite slow, and your health is still low enough that burst builds are going to get in under you a lot with it. But Magnus's Femur is in a pretty good spot. It's just that the meta has been crazy for all of Season 3 so far. Now that it's finally slowing down and making a bit of sense, Magnus's Femur is absolutely back on the menu, and I hope you enjoy seeing this build come together. Getting into another Mak run, let's go with the income start as always. Well, weapon start is probably the best thing Mak can do, right? So I'm gonna go for it if it's offered to me.
Hey, when you carry my weapon, I fight alongside.
Not the best weapon start, but good enough. Now, unlike almost every other weapon build, Weapon Mak doesn't really want fangs, and the rest of this is useless to me as well. I'll go Pyro. The chance at more burn on the bottled lightning is actually pretty appealing. And I don't need to edit forward because we're actually gonna kill the Pyro in no time at all, but I will go ahead and take a moment to remind you all the same that you can sub for he's already dead. But you can still sub for more daily Bazaar content just like this. If you could leave a like on the video, it really does help it in the algorithm, help boost up channel growth, and I really do appreciate it. Unfortunately, Lighter was literally the only drop that does not improve my build. 1 income, mysterious creature, JJ. I gotta go JJ. My build's not there yet. Gonna hard pass on that garbage. What do I do here? Do I grab Sands of Time and leave? Try to pivot into Femur in a couple of days? I have no econ to enable such a thing. Do I just leave? I'm gonna grab Sands of Time. It could be very good with a Femur, but man, we do not have anything resembling a build right now. No region items, no crit chance really. Right now, there's just absolutely not a build happening. I'm gonna take Keen Eye to slightly open up Palanquin down the line and maybe get an easy crit and make the build better, but it's not very good. Also, I just snap clicked here as though I could afford to do things at this shop. I forgot I had 4 gold. My mind was lost dreaming Palanquin dreams. Do I want to sell 2 of these shit items and buy another slow item and then use that to haste the carpet? Won't choose not the way I would describe it, but I'm going to.
Shall I gift wrap it for you?
I think hasting the carpet's way more value than those items gives me, especially now that lifesteal no longer cleanses. It is Forklift, First Aid, and Arc Blaster Battery. It's a moderately large forklift. The big thing to worry about is the fact that this is a left-handed restorative arc blaster. The sleeping potion did a lot of work to delay this, but like, I'm just dead. That arc blaster is actually doing all the heavy lifting here. It's just battery arc blaster. The forklift wasn't important. I'm pretty sure they did about the same amount of damage, but this one healed for the same amount as well, right? Just an insane day one. Restorative enchant left-handed. What can you do? Oh well. It's not like I had a particularly strong build, but I was hoping to not get blown out by an enchant item start with synergistic skills. Unfortunate. Do I go middle? It's like, what medium item do I even want? But I also know I'm supposed to go middle. I'm going to roll past this. I don't think buying Aludel or Retort makes sense. Okay. We're pretty much just in the Magnus' Femur waiting room where we hope Magic Carpet can steal a few early wins. But we do need that to be offered to us for this build to make any sense right now. And I don't like Femur builds when you're playing them like this, because I'm pretty much just forced to hope I hit Magnus' Femur. I don't have a different plan in the meantime or anything. It's just Magnus' Femur or bust, nothing else. Magic Carpet should win this. If I'm wrong and Rogue Scrapper post-nerf manages to beat me, I'm never going to live this down. But my thought is, surely hasting a 4-second speed 50 damage item gets me through the fight. Is it getting hasted a lot? No. Is it great? No. But it should be good enough. You know, I'm looking at it. We're currently barely ahead. The rest of my board basically does nothing. This could come down to increments. Yeah, it's ahead right now. I think I'm gonna die in Sandstorm. It's real close. I tied. And I was the lower health of the two.
A waste of my time.
It's okay. We didn't throw. We're fine. Nothing to worry about, I assure you. Oh, this is rough. That does improve the build. Imagine if I'd lost by like 4 health with Gland in my inventory. Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. I guess I keep running the sleeping potion here. Oh man, I'm taking the bronze tier loot for sure. That extra option is useless. I'm gonna sell this in case I go to Volpack on the next shop. Midsworth, do you want to sell me a Femur specifically? I do quite like Macroscope, both for Femur builds in general and for Pendulum combos. You can have this. It's very hard to utilize on this character. I'm going to sell the Gland either way. Potion Distillery makes any lead generator good, but I ain't got that kind of cash, man. I can just sell the Aludel, right? 4, 6, bring up to 20, 12. Yeah, okay. Toss those, buy out the stock. And probably just run the Macroscope, right? And start rolling, do I even want to roll a bronze moth meal? It'll be worth more money if I do. Am I better off, like, hasting my slow item? It seems silly, but I think I am. Because it's just a bit of haste on the carpet, but it's an insane amount of disruption, right? There's no curio backing this up. I think I'm still better off hasting the carpet. Well, I've got a lot of slow. As for the rest of my build, it is also there. There certainly are other items on my board. Shark Claws scaling up, Icy Revolver Bayonet. Not a great build. Honestly, pretty shit. Not very many active items either, so it's going to be weak to what I'm doing with all this disruption. I don't actually feel like I'm favorite, though. Like, Silver Shark Claws are a very good item, and I cannot say the same about anything I'm doing. All right, Macroscope knows who the threat is, though. Nope, not good enough. Even with, like, almost all my slows going on to Revolver, I'm still dead. Yep, that's about right. Build sure does a whole fucking lot of nothing. Bronze Magic Carpet without enough crit on day 2. You hate to see it.
I'm finished with fighting, but
I really don't know that Bottled Lightning does anything. Now a Refractor, on the other hand, that's kind of like Magnus' Femur. I was really hoping that actually Magnus' Femur would be on the second page. I will take the Dizidian Dagger, though, because if I'm going to be forced to upgrade a bronze magic carpet, not necessarily, I could just upgrade the Refractor, right? Because right now what I'm looking at is pretty definitively this, actually. I didn't realize that I had my haste set up wrong. I don't think it affected the outcome of that fight, but it could have. I could have been doing this instead, and because this is 7 for 3 instead of 6 for 2, it would have been better. But I'm going to be upgrading my slow like this. I'm going to be running the Refractor. And at the end of the day, if I have to, I'll put the magic carpet back in and be very sad about it. It's not great. I've got 1 gold. I don't think I'm going to be going to Andy with that amount of cash. And with 1 gold, not knowing that I beat Hover by Cooligan, I'm going to go to Tempest Bravo. Normally, I'm all about tickets. But Street Gamer is by far the worst source of tickets in the entire game. With like 3 0 gold drops, a skill that's not exceptional. Just a bad time, really. So now we have permanent haste on a chain slowing item with what will be a silver refractor for our fight today. That's actually a build. There's some argument to hasting the refractor instead. I think the idea is this goes off at 12 seconds. This goes off at 10.5 on the second volley, I mean. I think I'm better off hasting the macro scope. Sell a chocolate bar. Looks like I don't have much cash, but it turns out I have a ton. Maybe I'm supposed to be putting the chocolate bars inside the potion distillery. I'll re-roll it and go to Barcoon to sell them. So toss all of this crap. Heavy noxious potion still doesn't do anything. Figure out the potion distillery later. Blank slate will start slowing pretty immediately with this build, so I like that.
I'll show those stumps back home. I'm gonna be a business tree.
Honestly, I might just put it on my board. That seems crazy though. Not today. Magic carpet today for sure. I feel pretty all in on slow plus refractor or later slow plus femur. I can't really imagine making use of, what is it? Life conduit. That's the name of the region quest.
I will defeat death
So
itself.
this comes back in and we actually upgrade the refractor because it's kind of just the entire build right now. Like it's all we do is we scale this guy. Bronze items or more, fetch out of those. Ain't got new food money. I'm gonna take shield because my build's a little bit slow. My opponent's also on 0 wins, so that bodes well for me. What doesn't bode well for me is that I am a just all in get femur sort of build. I don't think you can take refractor to 10 on day 12 with any degree of consistency. It might be what we're forced to try to do. Did you lose your fight? This guy must have mistakenly thought he could take Boyer on day 2, which is why he's been losing. So it looks to me like I made the right call with going to haste the macro scope. I don't know. Like, we're so thoroughly overkilling on this last hit. Like, we almost lost to this guy.
Less blunder, more plunder.
I don't know that macroscope's the right haste target. I get so much less haste because it's only bronze, though, if I put it on the refractor. The issue is just that my build's awful. I think that's a pretty succinct summary of the problem I'm experiencing there. Ayla. Oh, wait. I think we're actually, yeah, we're already slowing here. Move that in. Just like the magic carpet does nothing. Just scale up refractor more. Don't even bother. Ayla, Magnus's femur, please. She's very nice today.
Enjoy the thrill of battle.
So take it back out, I guess. Bring this in. We have 1 slot we don't really know how to use. The issue is Magnus's femur is pretty bad in the early days. This is like as much slow as you can fit in a build, admittedly. I kind of feel like I'm better off running the macroscope over the blank slate, like 1 additional slow versus another source of damage. I think the blank slate is definitely worse right now. I don't have the money to buy another silver, right? I roll, I go down to 3, I sell this. I have just enough for gold refractor on the next page. No dice. Curio's pretty good with being a slow build, I mean. I guess I want to try to roll the Dizidian Dagger, see if I can hit a relevant potion on it.
You see landfill, I see buried treasure.
Is this a knee brace angle? I mean, it kind of looks like one, right? I'm going to sell the crocodile tears. I'm going to buy and sell the clockwork blades. I am going to move that to my stash and buy a knee brace. Not thrilled about it.
Waiting for you.
Honestly, sell this and get some crit chance as well.
Warms my rusty shirt.
Definitely going to be worth it later, even though it's not doing much right now. Anyway, this is the build. We slow, and hopefully that works out for us. We beat a Hexa, no problem. Like, obviously, we lose a lot of our slow when the viruses go off, but it's not going to matter. We'll get enough scaling and slow charging before the viruses do anything. Oh, especially if the virus sits smelling salts, now that I really think about it. Oh, right, it can hit knee brace. I didn't even think about that.
Can we fight again?
Yeah, that felt good. That felt fine. That was like a 12-second kill on something with way more health than a player will have today. So that's solid, I think. B1, B2, the knee brace? I mean, you could argue blank slate's the thing to click on, but I don't know. Is blank slate actually worth it? It would be speeding up this and getting sped up by it in turn. Essentially, this would be a 4-second cooldown, and this would be a 5-second cooldown, right? As opposed to hastening the macro scope. But I'm also losing 200 health a day, so I mean, that's pretty unfortunate. I am going to upgrade the knee brace here. Kina's a fine shot, but I'm very poor. This is all just sellable, no use for any of it, really. I don't know what skill I'm looking for. I think I'm just happy with 10 regen. Like, that might be enough to win the next couple of days when I would otherwise barely die. 6, 7, 8, 12, 13. If I sold the knee brace too, I could get a ticket. Dude, tickets are really, really good. And these other options do nothing. It is my entire stash to get a ticket, though. 5, 6, 10, 12, 14, 20. I have to sell the blank slate. I have to sell my knee brace. If I didn't have to sell the knee brace, like if I could do literally anything else, right? Oh, wait. I can sell the refractor and keep the blank slate in. I can do this. It's probably worse today, but now if I do it this way, 5, 9, 13, 15, 21. Okay, cool. We're gonna get that ticket. I just wasn't willing to give up my blank slate that was already solved and 200 health per day to get a ticket. The refractor is something that's on its way out anyway. Obviously, my economy is completely fucked now. Not gonna pretend otherwise. But we're probably in a spot where we're only beating kind of weak builds to begin with. Did you not level up? Why is your board just not filled? Did he just forget? Oh, it's just plus 10% crit on everything. Neat. Where's the rest of this slow? I'm just gonna die, actually. The Manta Ship's gonna kill me. The slows are just too weak at this point in the game. Wait.
You've got talent.
Hasted Macroscope is here to carry. Barely good enough. Just barely good enough. All right. Good job, Magnus's Femur. You claimed a win on day 4. Generally, I think the consensus online in my experience in play has been, you really want this thing in your stash until it turns to gold, which I obviously cannot do. I mean, I can put it in here. I don't think it improves the build, though. Magnus's Femur is not purchasable at Barcoon, which really sucks. If I see one, like, it would break my heart. But I could get this to gold or this to silver, which are both pretty good. I'm gonna get an item. It's probably not bronze today. It does end up being less gold than the docks would have been, unfortunately. 5 regen versus go to Vol Pack for 1 page at 10 gold. Gonna take 5 regen. Crazy amounts of slow. We should beat Scoville. Like, do we really, though? I can throw in the ruby and put it on the other side, which will do a tiny bit of damage and speed up the blank slate a tiny bit. It's just like Magnus's Femur is very slow. I should win this just on the basis of, like, this is so much slow hitting a relatively small board. Like, he only has 5 active items, right? My thought process is this amount of slow should cripple the speed he scales with, and I should easily live long enough before Pickled Peppers really gets the burn out of control. Yeah, we're okay.
I don't understand.
We had 3 whole seconds left to live. Man. Yeah, there's a reason I was stressed about the fight, I suppose. What's Curry do? Charge food? Another small item. Actually notably better than what I've been using, but probably not better than a knee brace. Anyways, tool item versus loot item. A silver tier tool item can be like lead generators, which don't work anymore because I got rid of my alchemy lab, or distillery rather. I'm gonna take the extra gold value. It's really just excavation tools I'd be super hyped about here. I think at this point I can afford to go to Midsworth trying to get an early upgrade. Yeah, I can afford to buy it on second page.
Oh, come on then. Let's get this over with.
Earrings are like notably better than what I've been running. If I buy that for 8, I have 8 more to liquidate. So I'm at 15, I roll. It's really hard to buy this and then see Femur on the second page, but I'm still gonna do it.
That's how it's done.
Macroscope's actually just a big hit, just lowers the cooldown. And we're probably done with knee brace here. Putting this in the middle is gonna speed up both of these other items that are charged by adjacent relics going off a lot. I do think earrings meaningfully improves my chance of winning today. But losing 200 health tomorrow sucks. My issue is, what am I selling? It's gotta be... Oh wait, I only have to sell one thing. Okay, never mind. Yeah, it's just not a problem. For some reason, I thought this cost 8 gold. It's going up to gold. It's only at silver, though. All right. I think we have something resembling a build. And we upgraded this. That actually gets us to a point where... I don't think this matters much right now, but down the line it could. Yeah, I'm going to B1, B2 this. I think down the line, Sands of Time earrings might be just fast enough to maintain haste uptime on something else. I'm not super hyped about not running earrings today. It could cost me the fight, but I feel... I don't actually feel decently strong. What's the Vanessa's win rate? 0 wins. Okay. I'm going to put the knee brace back in then. 0 wins, no enchant yet. We'll run the knee brace. We'll run the knee brace.
Will you get me any closer?
We're out to dethrone a king, not to squabble.
Just Mantis Shrimp, has he found shot glasses? He has. Dock lines, shot glasses, Clamora. Shrimp still not doing it, huh? Dude, I do not enjoy how much haste has gone off, or sorry, how much slow has gone off on my build before I got to activate my items here. Okay, we get there.
Not defeat me.
Despite the amount of slowing he was doing, I guess I was doing similar amounts. We were close to 20 seconds there, considering I was slowing him and he was about to get the second use of Shrimp off. Man, I'd be really sad if I had Silver Diamond Fangs this much going for Shrimp and 0 wins. Bit tilting. 3 and 2 going into the mid game. Have plus 400 health off of a knee brace. I will not be running it past this point. I think it's time for the earrings to come in and really speed up the build. We'll take Deadly Duel here, start pushing ahead on experience. Definitely not a reason to run knee brace against Lone Shark.
It's all standard.
So my thought process here is that this should be so fast from all of my slows that it really meaningfully accelerates the rest of this, right? I would also love to get lifesteal from somewhere because as you can see right now, the earrings aren't actually doing anything. They're just making it look like I've been murdered when in fact I haven't even lost that much health. I would say they definitely sped up the build, right? This went off 9 times, which charges these two for 9 seconds each. That's certainly unfortunate. I'm gonna leave that on the table. Like, I don't have a good Grandmaster, but there's no reason to pick up a skill that does literally nothing. I could go to Pole and try to get this to gold ahead of time, but like, it doesn't really get me a good upgrade. I'm just gonna go to Bazaar and try to push really hard on experience. Obviously, this is always taking Femur to gold. Lowered its cooldown by 2 seconds. I think double its scaling to 50, right? Yeah. Definitely worth doing. We should beat Infernal. The dude's really vulnerable to slow. Now, there's nothing I care about on these other two. I've been pushing experience all day, so let's continue the trend. Obviously, his skills are not great for me, but I can't really imagine how I make use of Infernal Greatsword. But it's still a ton of bonus experience. Nice 9% crit, by the way. Yeah, just seems solid. Didn't really let him do anything. The issue is slow is not like a day 15 defense, right? I need this to become infinite at some points, and that's why we go to middle looking for Pendulum.
Nothing huge.
No, not those. Not those either. Is there ever a world where I want to buy Eternal Torch? I've got 15 gold. Shut up. What on earth are we talking about? Ayla, Diamond Femur. Let's go. Come on, get on it. Apparently she did not appreciate my tone of voice there.
I respect new food, but bare hands are not.
Is there anything I need to do? Nah. It's a 0-1 pig. Maybe we would consider putting the knee brace back in. But even 2 wins on pig implies he's like kind of stabilizing and has some sort of build going on. Stinger, pig's gem at 51 and 11 seconds on silver. Base 110, gold strength and left-handed. I would think we're just okay. We have a ton of slow for disruption, and the second femur hit is just gonna be enough. Of course, tomorrow, the second femur hit probably won't be enough, which means we need the third femur hit. And you can sort of see where the problem is at that point, right? We need to upgrade this stuff and get more slows. What about slow skills? What could they give? I've never run any of the other stuff for this at all. I've never really had any chance for it. I should pick up a Frost Claw at some point or something to try to slowly sandbag towards it. But because I'm not gaining regen, stuff like hardly working to make this self-trigger a few times doesn't actually work. That's not great. It's not great at all. I'm gonna go slow more Lumbra. There are a couple of big hits here. There's also several weak ones. I mean, Temporal Strike is just 5% off the cooldown of this item. Maybe that's not even clearly better than Net Launcher just charging it 2 more times. I'm not actually sure. Regardless though, I go to Ayla and it goes to Diamond immediately, right? Had my hopes up for just a moment. Man, Ayla's been great at conning me out of money this run.
Have you?
Get a slow item, easy. It's better than it used to be, but still hot garbage. All right, for our monster fight, I don't actually know that I beat Annex Trooper, man. And I'm not leveling up today without extra experience no matter what I click on. I'll click on Joyful Jack. There's a tiny chance that somehow we enable a quote on exchange down the line to do something interesting. It probably does nothing, but I'm just not certain I beat Annex Trooper at all, so we'll fight this guy. The third hit does come pretty quick after the first one, so I don't need to worry about scaling falling off yet. Obviously, gold extract doesn't really do anything for me. Done. All right, the scaling has no longer fallen off. The scaling is done. We scale to the moon. Diamond Femur on day 7 is a very upsetting thing to say. Go to middle. We really want to upgrade these items and find Pendulum. You'd think with 3 hits, we'd see something eventually, but it's not going that way. A part of me is like, it's a dually that's struggling a little bit. You have a Diamond Femur, just put in the knee brace, you'll be fine. It's probably true. It's probably fine. If this greed costs me the fight, I will lose my mind. It's probably Dino Dually. He's gonna eat whichever one you run anyway, right? Also, he's struggling a little bit. He's losing late. That's not 3 late wins. That's 3 early wins. That implies he didn't like assemble Dino meta scaling or anything. Forklift weaponized core. We've got this. We're fine. The Arc Blaster dupe with the 2 best enchants for Arc Blaster, admittedly quite scary. However, Slow's gonna do a lot to put this man's build in the ground, and he's gonna die on the second volley. Yeah, free 200 health. You just gotta be greedy about it. It's very funny, just having a silver knee brace I haven't needed to sell yet. So I have to analyze how weak do I think my opponent is and how far above curve am I. Got 200 health out of it though, so I'm happy with it. It's just weird, very weird. Scrap does nothing, but maybe we'll pick up a shield enchant. I wouldn't be upset about it. B1, B2 just goes on the blank slate immediately. Yeah, I'm very happy with that. That's just an additional slow every time this goes off, and it goes off quite constantly. Although it is a second slower than it used to be. I don't appreciate that. JJ, I'm not even sure what I'm looking for, man. He doesn't seem to have it though, whatever it was. I mean, it's Pendulum, Sands of Time, Blank Slate. It's always those items, right? We should beat Dragon, no problem. He has very few items, he's very susceptible to slow, and this just scales the moon immediately. I don't think he lives through the 3rd hit. He certainly doesn't live through the 4th hit, which will be coming not long after. I'll have to look recap. I honestly was spaced out for a moment there, and I don't know if that was 3 hits or 4. But at negative 3,000, I assume it was 4. Yeah, that's about right. I mean, it's a diamond skill, so you take it, but I kind of need specifically a burn enchant for that to do anything. Man, Midsworth got a lot worse once I got a diamond femur, didn't I? I don't want to see that man ever again. I'm gonna take shield for my PvP fight because I do take a moment to scale up.
Welcome in, hon. What can I get you?
Another middle and another no useful items. I don't think it's worth 16 gold to like try to get my free. It probably is. Yeah.
Just toss that on my back.
Over the course of the next couple of days, I will use that in PvE fights, and it's going to unlock the freeze ability for me. Oh, we got the burn enchant actually. We also got haste though. So if I take the burn enchant and put it here, every time sands goes off, every time blank slate goes off, it's going to increase the burn value by 9. This is multicasting. Or I take Sirocco's step and I just haste the rest of my board because it's a 2 for 2 haste, I think. There's no way it's 2 for 2. That would be crazy. Not 2 for 2, but 2 for 1. For a rapidly accelerated multicast item, that seems nuts, right? You just flip the entire setup, which it should have been flipped the whole time because this is a relic. And you put haste on this. I assume macroscope is not broken and makes sense, right? Macroscope is only haste 1 for 2, which is technically the same, but probably worse, especially since it's not being accelerated by other items. Magnus's Femur is haste 1 for 4, which might even be the best of the bunch, barring like Curio Rocket Boot shenanigans. It's just a tough call because this is a really, really good haste, right? It's going to be permanently hasted, accelerated by earrings. There's a lot of good going on there. But Burning Caldera is a lot of damage. My answer is don't be tempted by the Siren Call of Dragon skill. Put haste on Sands of Time. Also, we made it to 10 on 8. Hot damn, we are above curve by a lot. And that enchant gets macroscope another slow as well, which is pretty solid. Dooley's died. We're absolutely keeping the earrings on. He's circled over from being bad to being so bad he got a bonus enchant and now we're scared of him. Railgun. Deadly pulse rifle. That's not where I would have thought you would have put this. Your batteries on... Okay. Look, he has bonk and rig, so he still might win, but this is horrifically bad. No, he's not winning. He's dead. He put deadly on an unscaled pulse rifle instead of the railgun or the battery. Battery did nothing. Had the core accelerate. He's learning. He's new. He'll get it someday. He certainly hasn't gotten it today, though. That is paid actor tier, but we take those. You go Temple Expedition every time. Just click that before your brain can turn off, or you like walk away from your desk, come back, and misclick when you enter the game. We should beat Boulder. Absolutely no problem. We go Obsidian Door. The real question is, can I get away with running this in the Boulder Trap? The answer should be yes. Going to hold this, hold my sender, toss knee brace, hold my extract, toss this, hold my scrap, toss that. Because I want to make room just to not deal with this shit. I have infinite gold after the temple. This should easily be enough to kill Boulder Trap and also get me 2 freezes. I would like to fight the blowgun trap, but genuinely that one is much scarier. There's a tiny chance that sandbagging with Ice Claw would result in me dying there, so I'm not taking it. I was a little bit worried that I might kill him on the first volley and not even get 2 freezes, but okay, we're good. So that is 2 of my 10 freezes done. It's gonna take me a little while to get that blank slate online, isn't it? Well, this is about what I expected to happen with my loot room, which is a precisely nothing useful. We'll have to wait and see what our end of dungeon enchant is, assuming we get one. Greenheart Guardian skill is very, very good. I'd happily take a shield enchant, although that's not available at the end of dungeon. And I didn't get one yet, so I'm probably not getting one until I die. Mythkeeper has the possibility of giving me a wand, but I don't think wand is all that tempting, right? Really what we're looking for is just a pendulum, right? Just put diamond pendulum between macroscope, sands of time, and you're done. If that's what you're doing, then a wand doesn't accelerate the start, right? Diamond macroscope does, gets you down to 5 seconds, but a wand is a 6-second cooldown, so it doesn't help. I think no one has anything I care about. Comots might. They have when your opponent uses a weapon, charge a relic 1 second. They're also like the only fight here I could ever lose. They're pretty slow though, right? Like I don't actually use many weapons even in the sandbag board. If I lose this, I go on my face, but Komats does scale exponentially because Ancient Vengeance feeds your weapons into the Viper Cane and some other things you can miss. Effigy content's going to make your stuff crit, and then the crit's going to scale here. That's how they exponentially scale. But I have to, yeah, we didn't actually get to freeze. So I don't know that I can scale freeze for my blank slate is what I just learned, because I was not expecting to kill Komats there. That's a little bit on the unfortunate side. The Darkstone Focuser certainly is not. Gonna bring this up. I'm going to transmute the Philostone immediately, see if I can get something useful. Nope. And we are going to take our Obsidian enchant and be very happy with that. Oh, I leveled up when I left. I've never seen that before. It's a bit of a weird thing. You can argue that, like, there's a way to use the Frost statue with blank slate and this. I don't think I've got the board space for it. I'm not even going to humor the idea. I'm just going to Obsidian, the thing I built my entire build around. That seems like it's a much more sensible plan, right? Bring blank slate back in. Stop worrying about Ice Claw. It's not very good. I'm never going to get to use it in a PvE fight, right? If Komats died with Obsidian enchant, everything else is dead before this goes off. I actually can't make use of that. All of these items do nothing. Anyways, we have a crit skill, we have heal and regen skills, we have max skills. Is there a max skill that does anything for me? Like, this isn't a regen item, so hardly working doesn't do anything. It's not a regen item, so final renewal doesn't do anything. This is the quote-unquote correct board positioning, I think. We've got the slow hasting going on to my other source of slow and haste. Then we have earrings between our two relic chargers. We have blank slate pinned between the earrings and the femur. I think that's the best board position. It's just crit skills are very, very bad. Heal and regen skills do nothing. And because I don't regen or do stats, like, I'm gonna go for slow crit, I think. Static acceleration at gold might be good enough, maybe. I'm hasting pretty constantly. Yeah, okay, that's crit scaling. That's actually good. I think I'm favored. They're 7-1. They lost early, but Diamond, Obsidian, and Pendulum has some words to say to this man. Pufferfish Sea Dog. I think he's just dead. He does have start of combat Clamor rigged, which is horrifying. That might just mean I die because I'm such a massive head start going to him. I do have like a lot of haste to try to counter swing, but I've got enough haste apparently. Dude, the Clamor rigged 4-second Sea Dogs, that shit hurt. That nearly gave him the head start he needs to win, because Sea Dogs being 4-second at Diamond is just like absolutely monstrous. I love Curio, I really do. And I have a lot of slows already, but Curio can make my best source of slow so much more effective. I'm clicking Curio. I would love at least one thing to buff my slow duration. But 118 gold, huh? Okay. Gonna make a little bit of room. Is there ever a world where I want this icicle? Yeah, turbo enchant from like level 19 or something could make that the right thing to run later in the game. Very unlikely we make it to level 19, but hey, just like play into my outs, such as they are. I should hold that in case a level up loot reward gives me an upgrade hammer. Again, super unlikely, not a big deal, but worth thinking about. Quicksilver is generally a sapphire or bust sort of thing. If it were being forced specifically onto earrings, maybe. I don't think it makes sense on this build. Huh. Do I care about that? I mean, not caring about it seems silly. I'll also take the moth meal just because I could theoretically transform it into a better item, but again, not doing anything with it. And I can't unlock anything else in the blank slate. Like, the idea is cute. I could like try to buy regen items and poison items and especially freeze items, but then you go into a fight and you deal with the brutal reality of what this build does. Those items are not activating in any meaningful capacity.
You have started a war.
So this is the blank slate we've got, and that's the end of it. I would love to cut the blank slate for a pendulum entirely. Unwavering is insane. We're very happy with that. Aerodrome, so then instead of Barcoon, I can go to specifically middle for a better chance. I've got like the two best enchants the build can have. gonna go Barcoon. I'm just looking for Pendulum. That's still more slow. Like, I am trying to drop the blank slate, but as long as it's on my board, upgrading it matters a ton. I think I just want to sell all this shit. Like, there's not a poison enchant that I can get that matters. I'll keep the burn stuff because it's higher quality and burn is fundamentally more effective. But I'm just gonna sell the rest of this and even the Clockwork Blade. Should have waited just a second on Clockwork Blade because I could get an upgrade hammer right here. Huh. Is that a good item? I'm not sure. I think that was a good loot item. Tell me in the comments if you think that was good. I can't keep a straight face with that bullshit. Anyways. Amber is a pretty good item. I think it's probably worse than anything else I'm running. I just got so many sources of slow an item for 1 second that I think I don't need Amber here.
Okay. It was nice to see you.
It is a dead Dooley, which is always scary. We disrupt Dooley pretty severely, and Dino Dooley is super weak to slow. So I feel decently favored going in. Fiery Nitrogen Hammer. What are the freezes? Beta Ray, Isochoric Freezer? That's it? Oh, there we go. I missed the beetle. I think I'm still favored. Oh, that was a little bit more freeze off the rip than I expected, and he got it onto Sansa time, so I guess I'll die about it. Nope, never mind. That was a lie. I won't die about it. Okay. Kind of a big pause after that first volley. So the Frostfire plus Quick Freeze made that look a lot worse at the start. I thought we were okay, but then first Aiden goes off and the beetle goes off, and that causes 2 extra freezes, and we do nothing for a second. And then he just, everything is on cooldown, nothing's activating, and he dies. Definitely a little bit scared there. I wonder how much of that got mitigated. 300 burn? I might have won that purely on the back of Shield from Unwavering, because it's going to have a lot of the burn ticks here, right? Like, I'm taking... Yeah, constantly you're seeing 300 burn, deal 150 damage. Because Unwavering is going off. I don't think it mattered here. I had a ton of health left at the end. But that was actually a very, very scary fight. Both of us are menaces for day 10. Like, Nitrogen Hammer builds can do a lot worse than that, but I think Nitrogen Hammer is unambiguously stronger than Femur, but my Femur build is so much better for a Femur build than he is for a Nitrogen Hammer build. Kina can upgrade this and sell me Pendulum. I think all of those hits are more important than anything Nufu can do. Is there a world where I try to activate a Frost Totem? It's honestly late enough in the game that yes, there's a teeny tiny chance I can try to activate a Frost Totem. There's 4 days left. Specifically, like a library could cause me to try. It's really, really unlikely, but I have so much gold. Looking surprisingly possible that I activate this shit. I'm just going to put all of this in real quick because I would like my blank slate to freeze. That would be very nice. We should still beat our monster encounter, no problem with these concessions. Lord of the Waste is really, really good for us because obviously Foreboding Winds is insane, so I'm scaling the crit chance on a Femur, but also I really want this Pendulum, and 4% CDR is just universally good. We made our build a lot worse, but that's kind of the whole point. We got 2 freezes for it. I think we're up to 4, but reminded that we've actually sandbagged, I think, 4 fights. It's just not going very well on the sandbagging front. And as always, anyone who doesn't know what that term means, I think it came from like competitive FPS games. I'm not quite sure where I got it from. It means pretending you're weaker than you are. It means actively lowering your power level. It's basically smurfing in the competitive FPS community. Well, not really smurfing, right? People did it to like manipulate what tier of competitive TF2 they would be playing in. Regardless, we're doing middle things, right? We're going to middle, we're hoping for upgrades. Yeah, exactly. I'm sure this time she'll actually sell me things, right? Ah, damn, who could have seen this coming?
With enough power, I will defeat death itself.
Upgrading this is 1 more slow, which is nice. The cooldown doesn't change. Upgrading this does nothing. Upgrading this does nothing. Upgrading this gets it down to 5 seconds, which does start me slightly faster. Upgrading blank slate seems silly when in the long run I'm trying to cut the blank slate entirely and run a Pendulum. I think what I'm hearing is Macroscope is the best upgrade here. Starting off 1 second earlier is a big deal, and that's especially true if I ever find that Pendulum I've been looking for so hard. I'm sure I'll find it now on the shop right after I level up. That's how it tends to go. Lab is kind of cute. My last item with the pendulum would probably be an invuln potion, so I'll pick that up.
You're busy. Enjoy your purchase.
Ooh, excavation tools. I forgot you even existed. Silver tier is a bit rough. I will toss gunpowder, I guess. There's no shot gunpowder ever does anything at this point to pick these up and then sell the CDR.
Back for a refund.
There's a couple of items here I might get to use, but for all my trying, today really hasn't changed the build at all. It is a dead Vanessa, 7 wins. Let's see what they're up to. Some Vanessas are terrifying. They start off instantly. They keg you instantly. Some Vanessas are playing a fair game that's falling off.
But if you insist,
Toxic Tortuga. Does he have Rig? Does he have Clamra? Does he have anything to instantly start? No, it's just a ton of haste for a Shark Rat. I think my slow is going to severely disrupt this mana. We've got this. Yeah, no shot.
like my
Absolutely no shot, Bucko. Oh my god, that was one-sided. I was not expecting the overkill by 3,000 while at half health. But yeah, starting off that 1 second faster when you're playing a build with slows is a big deal. All right, we have, I think, 3 shots. We have 3 shots. I don't trust Femur days 12 on, but this is a pretty solid Femur build. And again, we're really just looking for like one more item. A pendulum sends us to the moon, right? What about a library, actually? Macroscope, Turbo Sands of Time, Earrings, Drop Blank Slate, Smelling Salts. It's only a 1 second now, right? They nerfed library. So it's not a 2.7 second, it's a 3.7. I'd pick it up. I'd probably run it against like a Vanessa. No, because it would be powder keg most of the time, right? I don't know. I'm not sure what I would do there. I don't have any lifesteal, which is always unfortunate here, but what am I doing? I don't want to sell the icicle. I'm going to sell this trash and get a little bit more health out of these chocolate bars. Middle, come on, pendulum me. You know you want to. Diamond pendulum, bring it out from the back room.
all about moderation.
That's fair. Guess I'm gonna bring this in and bring this in. And what's the blank slate at? Are we even getting anything done? It's at 5. Look, I'm telling you, it's gonna get to freeze someday. It's very sad. I can't overstate how crazy this fight is, though. The cooldown reduction, the pendulum, the double crit chance. This is a wonderful fight for basically any build. Yeah, that's about right. We got 2 freezes that time, which is more than we've been getting. All right, I need to make space. That was the whole point of going to my inventory, so I can actually pick up the loot. Okay, what do I do with that?
Let's get those dents hammered out.
There's like a real argument that JJ is better than this. Not even joking. Excavation tools at gold isn't even good enough. I'm just gonna make my current build better. Give it another slow.
That's some masculine.
Another step forward on my path.
Adira, what do you have for us? When you slow, your items gain 3% crit. Done. Let's go pop somebody. That's all. That's all. When you haste, 2% crit. When you slow, 3% crit. Multicast, 3 slows, 2 haste. This item gives me 13% crit, is permanently hasted, and is being charged by activating the earrings, which it is insanely good at because of the turbo enchant. I guess I'll take a poison item. There's not like really a big benefit one way or the other. If we hit like one remotely fair build in the next 3 people, we go 10. This build's absolutely fantastic.
You should know, I'm a bit of a legend on.
It's exactly what you want out of Femur Mak. Sea Shadow, Volcanic Vents. Oh, Toxic Flames. Yeah, that's a pretty fair thing. I mean, he does have Fiery over here, which is alarming as hell, but he's not slowing me down, so he's going to die before that stacks up. This is one of the cooler things you can try to do on Vanessa. Obviously not the 3 fiery enchants. I'm gonna assume that they went to, I forget the name of the 8 gold diamond vendor that sells burn items. But obviously they went to that guy. He was like, let me hook you up, fam. Gave her 3 fiery enchanted burn items. Maybe they got like 2 of them there and 1 was a burn enchant. Maybe 1 was even death, who knows. But this is ridiculous to have all 3 of these. But you use Toxic Flames on Vanessa or Mac, and this is just like the whole build. You get something that's fast poison, something that's fast burn. They scale each other to the moon, and you can actually go pretty far off of that. This I don't think is quite good enough because they only really have fast burn. The catfish isn't really pulling its weight on the other side of things. But if they had like a poison enchant on this next to the fiery on this, that would have been completely insane scaling. In this case though, like it's day 12, I have 7,000 health. So this is nowhere near enough to get anything done to me. Like, yeah, it's a decent chunk of burn. It's moderately scary, but I immediately slow them into the ground. Like I'm almost full slowing their board. And by the time I have 340 burn, I've overkilled them 5,500 damage. It's that much, huh? 12.2k on the fourth hit. I think silver and gold Magnus's Femur, like, legitimately over nerfed. I think silver Magnus's Femur is quite bad. But I mean, then I have runs like this. I'm like, you can say it's bad at silver all you want. You're at 10 wins on day 12, and you didn't even make the infinite combo. Haste enchant on Sands of Time. I don't know why tooltips don't work in recap anymore. It's very frustrating. But haste enchant on the Sands of Time is really, really good for massively speeding up that earring. It went off more than any other item because of that enchant. And then in turn, because it's going off so frequently, it's charging up my sources of slow, charging it, feeding into itself, blah, 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 blah. Macroscope is just out here. Like, who dealt the most slows, actually? Macroscope only went off once. God, this build is explosive. Like, unironically, the thing that's buffed Magnus's Femur going into this patch, we didn't really talk about it a week and a half ago when Season 3 launched, but what we're going to start seeing is builds like Property Pig and Magnus's Femur rising to prominence now that the meta makes a little bit of sense, and that things aren't just completely crazy with railguns and dino dueling. Because the fact that you're more likely to find a good enchant now that you get to pick from 2 makes Magnus's Femur better, right? Like, you are just way more likely to find an Obsidian enchant because it's pick from 2 on 10, pick from 2 on death, a chance at Obsidian, Fiery, and Poison on the Temple, right? These builds just get better when you're able to find good enchants for them more consistently, and that's a big part of why this is so strong, right? This only dealt 6,000 damage, like just barely enough to kill. Probably would have needed another swing with 170 pace regen over there. The Waters of Infinity will do that to a man, I guess. But yeah, Obsidian's a huge part of this, but builds like this, Property Pig, Femur, any build where it's super important that you get a good enchant, the Shark Ray build I posted the other day, for example, all of those get stronger in the new meta where you're more likely to find relevant enchants than you used to be, especially in builds where you find a relevant enchant as a damaging enchant, Obsidian, Fiery, and Poison, because those are temple rewards. And if you're playing optimally, you should be seeing the temple. In my experience, it feels like 1 in 3 runs. Sometimes I don't see it several runs in a row, sometimes I do, but it feels like if you're willing to drop 20 gold at Aerodrome, like I did today, it hurt like hell. I sold something that was on my board. I think I sold a Refractor that was part of my build to get this enchant that steamrolled the entire late game, right? I think that decision-making, really highly prioritizing going to the temple, is a very meaningful buff combined with the new systems for finding good enchants and making stuff like Magnus's Femur scale well. Anyway, I really like the build. It's honestly pretty basic, but I think people would prefer pretty basic to another pendulum combo. Got Macroscope checked, got Sands of Time checked. Might even be a check mark on earrings. I don't know if I used that in my Freeze Mac video, even though I used it a lot over the Freeze Mac weekend. And it's good to see Magnus's Femur still just ripping people apart in the new meta. Really missed it during Dino Week and Freeze Mac weekend, and then Dino Railgun Week. But now we're back. We have the same meta for like 5 more days until the next patch. And Femur is definitely on the menu again. Had a good time with the build. Hope you enjoyed watching it, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.